Hi everyone, meet Clark. He is a structural engineer. A structural engineer designs large structures like buildings and bridges. Today, Clark is designing a new apartment building in Los Angeles. The apartment building will have 20 apartments. 10 of the apartments are small and 10 are large. Clark needs to figure out how many beams he needs for his building project. A beam is a long piece of metal or wood. It goes on the ceiling of a building to help keep the roof in place. Clark knows that each small apartment needs 2 beams. Each large apartment needs 5 beams. Clark decides to use skip counting as a quick way of figuring out how many beams he needs for his project. Skip counting is when you skip a certain number when counting. For example, if you count 5, 10, 15, you are skip counting by 5s. This is because you are skipping numbers when you count an increase by 5 each time. Clark decides to use skip counting to count how many beams he needs for the small apartments. He knows that there are 10 small apartments that each need 2 beams. He decides to skip count by 2s. He counts 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. He needs 20 beams for the small apartments. Next, Clark counts how many beams he needs for the large apartments. He knows that there are 10 large apartments and each one needs 5 beams. He counts 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This means he needs 50 beams for the large apartments. Clark figures out that for 10 small apartments, he needs 20 beams, and for 10 large apartments, he needs 50 beams. He adds these numbers together and learns that they need 70 beams for the whole building. 50 plus 20 is 70. Now it's time for you to think like a structural engineer and go on an adventure.